Hey, what's going on? We are here in Ubisoft's San Francisco offices, and I'm speaking with Patrick Redding. Now, you're the multiplayer gameplay director for Splinter Cell Conviction.
Right, that's right.
Patrick, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You want to give us kind of just a general rundown of what the makeup of the multiplayer in Conviction is like?
For starters, we have a story mode. It's two-person co-op, basically 4 missions that form a prequel to the single-player storyline. You can either play Archer, who's the American Splinter Cell, or Kestrel, who's an agent for the Russian organization Voron. These guys have to work together in order to track down these missing warheads that have essentially started to appear on the black market. It's giving a little bit of background into some of the situations that Sam will find himself in the single-player story, but obviously I don't want to give away too much of that.
For each of these characters, is there just like complete ability parity between them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing, obviously, we're really trying to do is show how the various mechanics that have been introduced with Conviction can kind of multiply against each other when you have these two guys that are working in tandem. So, for example, the whole mark and execute concept really becomes extremely powerful as soon as you just let two players share their marks. You know, I can mark enemies, maybe they break my line of sight, but you can see them, you're able to act on them exactly as if you'd marked them yourself. Similarly, if we start to synchronize our actions a little bit, we're able to take guys down in the dark and then wipe out large numbers of enemies in one go.
Vinny and I just end up going through a lengthy trial and error process with the co-op campaign, repeatedly screwing up in different wonderful ways. But that kind of seems to be by design. It seems like things kind of change each time you come at these scenarios.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important for us, both in the story mode and also actually in our deniable ops modes, which are the other game modes that we're supporting for both single player and co-op, is that really we want gameplay to be as sort of emergent as possible. You know, we don't want to create situations where you're kind of following the same linear path. We want you to be able to have lots of choices about how you can tackle a particular map or a particular mission. We don't want the AI to always be in the same place or reacting in exactly the same way. So within the confines, obviously, of our story, in the story missions, you'll see quite a bit of variety in terms of how the challenges unfold.
How much time is there in this co-op campaign?
So it's about 5 to 6 hours, obviously depending on your style of play. You can probably rip through it in about the 5 hours if you're going full-blown assault. But the basic idea is really to kind of give this whole additional story chapter to players, regardless of whether they get a chance to play it before the single player or in the middle of it or afterwards.
And then there are these other modes which are separate from the story mode. Talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, the deniable ops modes. So this is 6 maps in total, and it actually includes the 4 maps that we've developed for the story mode and co-op. 3 of the 4 modes you can actually play solo. There's Hunter, Infiltration, and Last Stand, which are able to play either 1 or 2 players. Plus then we have the adversarial mode, which is face-off, and that's spy versus spy. Basically the 2 agents kind of pitted against each other. Because we still wanted you to be able to use all of these mechanics that are associated with Conviction, like the mark and execute in the last known position, we've also got AI in the maps that are hostile to both players. So if I'm a player, I can be using the AI to kind of mask my own movements, but I can also use it to sniff out where the other player is going to be.
So this is still 1 to 2 players for most of these other modes in the deniable ops. Kind of a departure from the Mercs versus Spies stuff from Double Agent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we made a decision kind of from the very beginning. We really wanted multiplayer to kind of give the players who are playing the same opportunities to have that feeling of being predatory and powerful that Sam's getting in single player. And we realized early on that co-op was going to be the way to do that, at least for this outing. Because, well, to put it simply, it's not that much fun to mark and execute another player, and you're not going to be fooled by my last known position kind of silhouette. But we did want to have an opportunity to kind of see those mechanics in play, even in our adversarial mode.
Well, it's looking good, sir. Give us your street date. When are you coming out?
So it's going to be February the 23rd here in North America, February the 25th everywhere else.
Excellent. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thanks.
All right, so Patrick, I don't know if you know, but on Giant Bomb, Vinny and I have a little bit of a standing wager going about night vision goggles in Splinter Cell Conviction.
Yeah.
I am of the position that they are not going to be in the single player. Obviously, we're here talking to you about the multiplayer. We played some of the co-op earlier, and there were the sonar goggles. Those are a little bit different than night vision because I can see through walls and craziness like that. So my question to you, sir, are there night vision goggles in the multiplayer in Splinter Cell Conviction?
No.
Confirmed. Ha